the
tell
wall
you
yet. You're just touching the
other
bumps
thing
on
that's
the wall.
weird with that is there is a, I don't know if they're required or hotels regularly will put the number of the room, but there is no standard. So if you want to go check a room, you start, lower, and then it could be lower for a person in a wheelchair. So you're going to start, you're going to feel up one side, probably down the other side.
Yep.
And for every room.
Yep. I understand that, and it's an issue that the ADA has.
I would think most hotels, upon seeing that somebody is blind, would tell them that you go over here to the elevators.
Well, you hope they do, yeah.
Yeah, give them directions. Most would.
Oh,
you
yeah.
hope they do. Yeah,
generally, if you're a decent person, people will be decent back to you.
Yep. But yeah, there are RFID tags that will indeed do what you say. They're not terribly cheap, but they're not terribly expensive either.
Well, I will research it. I hear the music, so we're going to fade off to the break, which
Thanks,
will be a little bit longer than usual. But stay tuned, and the member-supported Jazz 90.1.
What Pat said. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
It's America's longest-running computer show. Back to more Sound Bites with Nick, Dave, and Steve. Next on member-supported Jazz 90.1.
WGMC Greece Rochester. A public service of the Greece Central School District. Jazz 90.1.
Online at jazz901.org.
The Department of Homeland Security says it's no longer directing airlines to prevent visa holders affected by President Trump's travel ban from boarding U.S.-bound planes. That follows the State Department reversing the cancellations of visas for some foreigners after a federal judge put the president's order on hold. Aviation correspondent Renee Marsh tells us airlines are on the front lines of the struggle now.
I spoke with a few airline officials this morning, and they are operating as things were before this executive order. So these airlines, they are allowing individuals who, before this executive order, were allowed to travel to the U.S., they are now allowing them to do the same.
Iran is conducting missile and radar systems testing as part of a military exercise taking place this weekend. The tests come after the Trump administration hit Tehran with new sanctions over Iran's recent testing of a ballistic missile. A train derailment in downtown Suffolk, Virginia, no injuries. A southern train left the track, spilled coal. I'm Michael Toscano.
Why not let your favorite radio station treat you to 2-for-1 dining opportunities throughout the Rochester area? Make a pledge of $90, 10 cents or more, and you'll receive the Jazz 90.1 Enhanced Member Card. Good for the duration of your membership, and very good for 2-for-1 dining incentives in dozens of restaurants. Go on, give in to dining out and celebrate with a 2-for-1 steak dinner, sushi, or even Italian on us, Jazz 90.1, with more of the food that feeds your ears every day. Call 966-5299 or go online to jazz901.org and pledge $90 and 10 cents or more to member-supported Jazz 90.1.
Hi, I found a toy dinosaur over on the playground by Smith Street. It had this phone number on it, and, well, I just wanted to make sure the dinosaur made it back to its little owner.
When I found the little sippy cup, I just had to give you a call. It's for a kid,
I know my son gets super attached to the smallest things, even a fire truck, and I'd be happy to drop it off.
We'd do anything for kids, yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans. When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer. When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. Brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
Do you want to do something extra special for your sweetheart this Valentine's Day? You can win the Jazz 90.1 Ultimate Valentine's Day giveaway, including a 2-night stay at the Radisson Hotel Rochester Riverside, dinner for 2 at Tavern 58 at Gibbs, tickets to see a movie of your choice at the Little Theater, chocolates from Hedonist Artisan Chocolate, champagne, a dozen roses from Robin's Nest Floral and Gifts, and a Jazz CD prize pack. All you have to do to enter is email contests@jazz901.org and tell us why you think your sweetheart deserves this great gift. Replies must be received by midnight on February 8th, and official WGMC contest rules apply. Good luck.
The success of any business depends on its ability to offer value, a great quality product or service for the right price. Businesses themselves need to get value for the things they need as well. As an underwriter of Jazz 90.1, you can get the word out about your business, what you do, where you are, and how to reach you. Underwriting messages are straightforward, simple, and easy to remember. Underwriting at Jazz 90.1 is a great way to promote your business while supporting public jazz radio. For more information, call the Jazz 90.1 business office at 966-2660 today.
Welcome back to America's longest-running computer show, Soundbites, on member-supported Jazz 90.1. Get online now. Call 966-JAZZ. That's 966-5299. Toll free 800-790-0415. Or submit your question by email at soundbites.org. Once again, here's Nick Francesco, Dave Enright, and Steve Ray on member-supported Jazz 90.1.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Nick Francesco.
I'm Dave Enright.
And I'm Steve Ray.
And at 4 minutes after the hour, we're hurtling headlong into the second hour of the longest-running computer show in the known universe. This is Soundbites. And we're working desperately at getting the live stream up and running on YouTube. But until then, of course...
It says it's live. It says the stream status is good. It just won't play.
It just won't play. Now, I have a black screen now, though, so something happened.
But it still says offline.
But it's still offline. But at any rate, we're working on it. Speaking of working on it, it looks like Apple's big bet on building an array of services like iCloud, Apple Music, and the App Store is starting to be the big business the company hoped it would be. Wall Street and Apple had expected to return to growth this quarter following the holiday season, though it was supposedly going to be a large increment, and it was largely incremental as opposed to amazing. And while it wasn't exactly a blowout, Apple still pleasantly surprised Wall Street with better results than was expected. Apple said it sold 78.3 million iPhones, its main growth engine, whereas Wall Street expected them to sell 76.3 million, so they sold 2 million more, which is pretty good, but not spectacular. Some outlets were touting it as spectacular, really 2 million not spectacular for Apple. Apple services, meanwhile, were its fastest growing business and may become one of Apple's most powerful businesses in the coming years. Looking at the return to growth from last quarter, it also seemed apparent that Apple's slight jump from the first quarter last year was significantly buoyed by its ever-growing services revenue. Apple's services revenue was up 18% year over year in the first quarter, coming in at, are you ready, $7.2 billion with a B dollars. It was our best quarter ever for services, Apple CEO Tim Cook said on the earnings call. App Store customers broke all-time records in the holiday quarter, including $3 billion in purchases in December alone. Let me repeat that, $3 billion in purchases in December alone, making it the App Store's single best month ever. Cook said the company expected to double the size of their services business in the next 4 years, expecting the company's services revenue to be the size of a Fortune 100 company this year. That's right, Apple expects the services business to be as big as a Fortune 100 company this year. For years, Apple has continued to incrementally build a strong business off its App Store and iCloud, among other services, and it looks like the bet is starting to pay off. Apple frequently notes that its services revenue is larger than some major tech companies in the market, and the pieces like App Store revenue and Apple Music